Good morning, good morning. I think I beat all the loops today. What up, guys? What up, what up? Fantastic Saturday morning to everyone. Oh dear. Let me make sure my mic is set up correctly. It just popped up on my phone. Disconnect. Try that again. I had to, for some reason, it connected to my phone. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay before I start blabbering my mouth. But good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm gonna pull up some shit regarding some titles. But yeah, we have a lot to talk about, so I'm gonna make sure the audio is okay. Good morning, Sai. What up, dude? What up, what up? I think you guys can still hear me okay though, right? Because like I said, it switched over to my phone. For whatever reason now, when I'm setting up the studio, it defaults to my phone for whatever reason. So I don't know. But what up, dude? I appreciate you, Sai. I appreciate the super chat, man. You said, well, shit, we hear you and you beat the loop. Yeah, dude, I did. That's how you know it's gonna be a good day. The day's still young, but it's starting off pretty swell. Pretty swell. I appreciate you though, my friend. Very much so. Very, very much so. But you got me earlier, dude. This is what you fucking kill me, dude. If Montez act with Bianca, would you rather watch Dexter or play GTA 6 next November, or would it mean justice for Karen Reed? Oh Christ. Hey, you wanna be here all day, dude? You guys want to sit here all day? Because there's there's so much. I'm not even gonna start because I'm just not even gonna start. But good morning, all. I am moving this around. So I was working Wednesday night, and of course, as you guys know, I have to watch shit on delay most of the time. And I was pulling up the old Twitter, and I saw someone posting something about the last thing we needed was another title. And I was like, man, what are they talking about? Like, maybe there was like speculations or like a rumor out there or some shit. And obviously, we're getting the women's tag team titles. So I was like, okay, whatever. Like, you know, people just be talking shit. So I was like, whatever. I'll check it out later. And then I was driving home, put up a review show, and sure as shit, we have a AEW national title that will be debuting itself at Full Gear. So I obviously want to talk about that because I am just so I'll just say I'll just say perplexed for now, for lack of better words, because in a lot of ways I felt like we literally just got rid of this damn near same title. But again, I'm gonna get into that. Take a quick swig of the coffee. CJ, you say you excuse me, you don't watch AEW. Have you ever watched it? Have you ever checked it out? Just never been a fan? Just don't care? Are you a fan that like just watches WWE? No judgment, just curious. I for the longest time only watched WWE because I knew there was other wrestling out there, but I just didn't really have like reliable access to it. I would read like magazines and shit, but back in my day, it wasn't as we didn't have streaming, and it wasn't as easy to watch other promotions. So yeah, that's why I'm playing catch up on a lot of shit too. Okay, you said you tried it, but it's been years. Got you, dude. Hey, I feel you, man. At least you tried it. A lot of people don't even try it, so give you credit for that, my friend. Um, but yeah, so they have, I think they have fucking like 12 titles. So we'll be getting to. I want to pull up their website here as well, really quick, on a separate tab. And I'm very confused by their like social media as well because or at least the YouTube side of it because fucking WWE dude, like we've talked about, I don't know, pros and cons with it, but WWE fucking has like a recap, like for instance, SmackDown last night. I don't. It was much shorter than normally. We've talked about, the recaps are about 16 to 20 minutes, depending on if it's Raw, SmackDown, and what the length of the show itself. Obviously, this past SmackDowns, I think was maybe 10 minutes, maybe around 10 minutes, maybe a little bit shorter than 10 minutes. I don't even remember, but I just remember thinking, wow, that's not that long. But I obviously, with the introduction of the title, another new title, I was like, well, let me go check out the announcement to get like a quick recap and to see exactly like what it is, what it's going to be about, like what's the idea behind it, like the who, what, where, and why. So I went to YouTube and I went to the AEW page, and it wasn't there. And I was like, okay, well, maybe it just hasn't been posted yet. So I went back again this morning, and the only thing that I saw referencing the national title was, and again, I could be wrong because I was just looking on my phone while I was picking up my coffee, so could have missed it. But the only thing that I saw referencing with like the national title and the title itself was the Hurt Syndicate and the Demand pretty much like calling each other out for it and pretty much like talking shit to each other about it. And it was like I think maybe like a few minute clip, if that. But nothing just with like the announcement of the title itself. So I don't know. So then I went to Twitter, and sure enough, that's where the actual announcement itself was made. Which, okay, cool. Like if Twitter is the new, a lot of people go to Twitter for their news, right? A lot of people go to Twitter and use that as their morning newspaper. I to be fair, Twitter is my most used social media app. Take that as if you guys see how much I post on that shit, right? But I'm that person that'll like scroll through, right? And will post and forget and come back later. But Twitter is entertaining for me. So when I have like time of the day, whatever. Everyone, just wanting to rot your brain a little bit, you scroll through Twitter aimlessly. So, or, people have the rights. Like a lot of people use TikTok. I have a TikTok page for the show, but I just post like random shit on there, and TikTok stresses me out. So I don't use it at all. I post, that's literally, I post and close the app. um, but I went to the Twitter page. Let me see if I can pull it back up. I don't want to, let me see. I wanted to see the actual announcement itself. If you guys know, what did Coney did Tony Khan tweet it out himself, or was it from the AEW page? Because I keep seeing like Fightful and everyone else obviously reporting on it, but I want to see the actual original post. So, and I'll open that in a separate link too, because that's a fucking crazy picture. All right, let's see. I got distracted by y'all's chats. Yeah, I don't see the original post, so whatever. And that's just so fucking perplexing to me because that should be one of like the top things. So I'm just gonna go to the actual web page here. I'm gonna share my screen with you guys because sharing is caring. Look at the little The box has a perfect cutout of the Halloween bucket in the background. That's hilarious. That Halloween bucket lights up, FYI. Pretty dope. Got that as a gift. Well, it was holding gifts from work. That's hilarious. All right. Oh shit! How do I move the comments again? There we go. So this is the official announcement by AEW. Since I can't find the Twitter post, it says AEW announces new national championship casino gauntlet to determine the first champion, and fucking MVP called it the international title, the national championship. Crack me up because I know I'm gonna butcher that shit. History will be made in just a couple weeks at AEW Full Gear presented by DC, when the first ever AEW national champion will be determined in a casino gauntlet match, as first announced by AEW GM and CEO Tony Khan ahead of Wednesday night's Dynamite. That lowercase m just n just bothers me. I know I get it, but it just bothers me. The national championship was once a top prize in Georgia Championship Wrestling, one of the top wrestling promotions in the entire country. The title hasn't been seen on TBS since 1986, when it retired after being unified with the United States Championship. The new AEW national title will forge its own legacy by paying tribute to the past. Tune in live when AEW wins its first AEW national champion in Full Gear's Casino Gauntlet match. And then I don't think we have any announcements of the. Well, actually, I think we do. Hold on. I'll do this shit. Yeah, so there's a segment on Dynamite, speaking of the Hurt Syndicate and the demand, where the Hurt Syndicate were officially entered into the Gauntlet match. MVP talked up the history of the national championship, dropping names like Dusty Rhodes, Paul Orndorff, Jack Briscoe, yada yada. I say yada yada because they didn't list any more names. They just said former title holders. Not to throw any disrespect to anyone. That brought out Ricochet and the demand for a promo battle over who will win the championship at Full Gear. And this is, I might share this here. I was trying to see if this was the page that had more. Yeah, cool. All right. So the problem is there is a national champion kind of going off of that legacy, right? So shout out to Cageside The real national champion calls out Tony Khan for confusing fans with AEW's new title. And to be fair, that's all I wanted to read AEW's article. They did reference it. They didn't, and it was kind of borderline, right? Like they kind of teetered with, the title hasn't been seen or presented on TBS since what was it, 1986? But they're not saying they're bringing back that exact title. They're paying tribute to the past, essentially. So I think they kind of got away with it there, right? But it did, obviously, with everything, and like everything does, sparked controversy, right, on Twitter. So again, the article, the real national champion calls out Tony Khan for confusing fans with AEW's new title. Before Dynamite went on the air yesterday, Tony Khan announced he's bringing the national championship to AEW, where it will be awarded at Full Gear to the winner of a Casino Gauntlet match. There was a segment later on Dynamite where the Hurt Syndicate, blah, blah, blah. We just went over that. This person was confused by the whole thing and had to look up the bell on Cage Match. The history that AEW is referring to goes along with the NWA National Heavyweight Championship. The main problem is that this isn't a defunct title from nearly 40 years ago, as it was kind of sort of presented on Dynamite. Former WWE Spirit Squad member Mike Mondo is the active champion. Wow. Fuck, I didn't realize. Holy shit, I didn't realize he was a Spirit Squad. You fucking flashback, right? You guys remember the Spirit Squad? And he made sure to let everyone know on social media afterwards that Tony Khan must be confused. And here's the someone do Chamber screen with you guys. Here's the Twitter post. Let me be clear, there is only one NWA and there is only one prestigious national championship that holds legit lineage and has for decades. So to Tony Khan or anyone else confused, here's the legit title, what the company belongs to, and the legit national champion. My name is Mike. I think it's funny. I just think it's funny. The based on character limits, right? It's just me. But I just think it's funny that the show more like it cuts him off where he says, "My name is Mike." I don't know when that fucking just tickles me, dude. Oh Christ. But his name is Mike. Okay, Mike Mondo. Obviously. But yeah. Eh, here it is in its entirety. Here, Mike Mondo. Just fucking, oh god, I need to grow up. But continuing on, so as far as I can tell, Tony Khan is creating a brand new title called the AEW National Championship, but it is being treated like it's part of the lineage of the NWA National Heavyweight Championship, even though that is pretty much a lie. It's bad enough that AEW already had too many belts, but this level of confusion just makes it all that much worse. Khan never should have unified the international title, which we'll get to, with the continental title if he, I guess it's a typo, if he was just going to create another mid card men's belt like this and introduce it with such a confusing backstory. At any rate, you can find MVP's promo battle with, okay, yeah, and that's what I was referring to. That's the only reference of it that I saw on their YouTube page. And then that's just the rest of the rundown from the show itself. But shout out to Cage Side Seats for that. Closing this out really quick. But yeah, so I wanted to go over that, and I'm going to share one other slide here with you guys. Because sharing is caring, like I said. I wanted to share the roster page. Because as referenced in that article, they said AEW has too many titles. So I was like, how many titles do they have, right? So here we go. Starting from the top. We have Hangman, and we'll just start, we'll go through the whole thing, right? So we have Hangman Adam Page, obviously your world heavyweight champion, the men's. It's interesting because they don't have the men's word here, but then they have women's, so whatever. But they have AEW world champion Adam Page. Excuse me, of course, our women's world champion Chris Statlander, the unified champion. And what's unified, you might ask? Oh, the international championship, the international title, and the continental title. Okay, but wait, he's the unified title. He's the unified champion, right? He has the unified title right there. Very beautiful title. No, here he is right here again. The AEW Continental Champion. Right there. Right there. Kazuchika. Oh, you can't see my mouse. Damn it. Okay. So, but wait. Here he is again. International Champion. So, and to be fair, we did talk, excuse me, we did talk about this, right, when they introduced the Unified Championship, because the whole idea with unifying something is you're combining them, right? You're combining them and either creating a new championship or an undisputed championship, a unified championship, but there's no longer two singular titles, right? That's normally how it goes, but if you want to do your own thing, hey, I'm all about it, man. Do your own thing. So he wanted to create a unified championship, but also keep the international and the continental championships separate. So okay, so our guy Okada has the international championship, continental championship, and the unified championship. Okay, cool. I understand, to be fair, why you would want to, if you're Tony Khan, keep the continental title a thing, right? Because the tournament, again, to be fair, is cool, right? It's their version of the G1. 9 times out of 10, right? Shit like that they do goes off pretty well. They do tournaments very well, I will say. Do they do too many? Possibly, but when they do them, it's pretty entertaining, right? And they normally deliver. So I understand why you'd want to keep that concept around. Uh, the whole idea, I thought, though, was to potentially get rid of the international championship, right? Because the whole idea with the international championship, which was the former Atlantic title, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, was to be defended globally, right? To be defended in the Indies, across the world, right? Hence globally. Whether you're in UK, whether you're in wherever the fuck you are, right? And it was. Pac did a great job of that, I think, right, as well. One point, and I think someone else did too. I think Ricochet wasn't. I think Ricochet had taken it on the Indies a couple times, but it was doing its thing, right? And then Kenny Omega got it, and then ended up facing Okada. That was the whole idea. So we were done with the international title. Yeah, the international title, and no real mention of the unified championship being defended under that type of moniker, that type of idea. But I do believe we are still getting the Continental Tournament. I think Tony Khan has even referenced that recently. So that version of one of the titles in the unified cluster is still going to be a thing. So cool, whatever. Now we get to this week, and we hear about the national championship. So that is what I want to that's why I was like, okay, so what's the idea, right? What is the focus with the where'd it go? There it is. What is the focus and the idea and the like the template for the national championship gonna be? Is it gonna be like fuck, even the 24/7 championship had a premise behind it, right? Like granted it was ridiculous, but it was that was the idea and that was the whole purpose of it. Was it demeaning, whatever. If you depending on your level of importance for titles and how you take wrestling, it varies. But if it has meaning, you can at least make an make an excuse, you can make a case for it, whatever you want to moniker it as, right? Let me pull this up here. But to me, I just feel like the whole premise of the national championship is literally what they got rid of with the international championship. So that's what I wanted to see if I can find here because there was something that I saw. Oh, that's the TNT, and then we have a fucking TNT championship. And I'm gonna go back to the roster here in a second too. But the whole idea of it, I can't find the article, but the whole idea of it is essentially the same thing of the international championship. So I'm just like, what the fuck are we really doing? Like first of all, why do we need another title? Why would that even be thought of as a solution to a problem? Was it the intended solution for a problem? I hope not, right? But let me bring this back up here. Look at this, guys. We have all these fucking championships. And I'll say my comments. But again, going back through the list, we have Monet, Mercedes Monet here, of course, and basic championships, right? So if you want to have two women's championships, that's fine, right? I think it would be at this point you maybe that's I'm not going to get into the whole brand split idea, but that would be a better idea, right? But we're not at that point. We're not going to get to that point apparently. So it is what it is. But normally that's the idea of it, right? Having two singular women's championships, but it is what it is. Of course, you're going to have your tag team champions, right? And then we went through the whole Okada. Then we have the trios titles, which you want to talk about something that you can cut right there. You can cut those championships right there. No offense. I've never really been a fan of trios matches. They can be fun, right? But in in doses. right? Kind of like hardcore matches or no DQ matches and shit like that. Like, do it sporadically. So I don't know, man. Just multi-men matches, like, just it kind of gets to me. But Kyle Fletcher, of course, your TNT champion, and to me, I think your sweet spot would have been maybe having, if not just one singular lower like upper like besides your heavyweight championship, right? Like that's a given. One championship being your TNT champion, cool. Maybe if you wanted to have two, fine, right? So like the idea of like an intercontinental and the US champion, okay, cool. So the guys who are still up and coming have something to fight for. That was and that's what always had made it fun for me, right? Like back in the day, right? Seeing like I remember when Jeff Hardy, you guys, if you listen to me, like like Jeff Hardy was one of my guys. He when he first started breaking out as a singles wrestler and they were just like dabbling with breaking up the Hardys, seeing Jeff go for the IC championship was really exciting to me because it's like, oh shit, like this is the beginning. This is you felt like this was the beginning of seeing him as a singles guy, right? And seeing where he can go. And it really felt like the beginning of a journey for him. And that's one of the things that bugs me about having so many titles, right? Not to just sit there and bash on it like a lot of people do, but it bothers me because there's no for me, like I can't focus on and give enough love and enough like, okay, like this guy, for instance, like Kyle Fletcher, like let's go on the Fletcher journey, right? Because we have Fletcher and then we have Okada over there, and then if Okada loses one of those three, and then that's the thing too. Like, is he going to defend those titles singularly, whatever you want to say? Because when was the last time he defended the international championship? When was the last time he defended like the continental championship? Like I'm just it confuses me, man. You know what I mean? And it just shouldn't. It just shouldn't. But my point with that was if you do end up dividing them and he defends them and he ends up losing like the continental championship, for instance, if when the tournament happens, is the tournament going to be for all three titles? Is it just for the continental championship? If loses the continental championship, is he still the unified champion? Because then those titles aren't technically unified; they're broken up. Okada doesn't have both, and I fucking kind of feel crazy sitting here like reading so much into it, and I just sometimes I feel like I'm missing something that's like smacking me in the face, and it's like, no, you idiot, like this is the obvious. But then I sit here and I see like other people talking about it too. So I'm just like, okay, maybe it's not just me. Maybe it is just me. Maybe like I'm in a dumb minority. Like I don't know. That's another reason why I like to sit here and talk to you guys because I feel like sometimes you guys talk me off a ledge. You call me out of my shit. You just let me know when I'm right or wrong. But yeah, and then gosh, this will be for another stream. But going through the roster, and it's crazy because like they have a good roster, man. But that is a topic for another day. But yeah, I just wanted to go over that because it was just kind of bugging me, to be honest with you. I'm gonna pull up the comments here. All right, so you said bringing it back on topic. Yeah, which is supposed to rank higher? The God, thank you. Which is supposed to rank higher? The Continental Champion, the International Champion, the TNT Champion, the National Champion. Which is more important? Thank you, dude. And I'm not trying to sit here and like be the like, oh, the fun thing is to talk shit or to hate or to crap on it or whatever. I'm literally sitting here honestly trying to figure this out with you guys. And that's why I pulled up the roster because I was thinking, okay, maybe I'm missing something, right? Like maybe it'll be a fucking pyramid. And there's no pyramid now. And there shouldn't be, right? But maybe that would provide more clarity. But I have no fucking idea, Sai. I have no idea. And the fact that you have what is that? One, two, three, now four. I don't want to say mid card because that sounds derogatory, right? But mid card championships, who ranks who and who's above who? Like the TNT title used to mean a lot, right? Like the TNT title when Brody Lee had it, when Cody had it, fuck, when Christian Cage had it, it meant something, right? And it felt like okay, like it's up there. This is the second title, but now, and no disrespect to Kyle Fletcher because it's not his fault. And seeing him, he looks like $1,000,000. Seeing him on Dynamite in the backstage promo with him, Don Callis, and Mark Briscoe, he looks like $1,000,000. I don't think he should have been behind Don Callis, Renee, and Mark. I think Fletcher should have been in the place of Don Callis. I understand Mark and Don were speaking at first, but they could have easily switched them. I just feel like your champion should be front and center. You know what I mean? No matter how small the segment is or how big the segment is. Like the dude needs to be present. He needs to be showing off that title. Yes, you have a fucking shitload of titles, but fuck, you show them off. That's the whole point, right? So seeing him, he looks the part, man, and I want to believe that he's the second tier, right? So it goes Hangman, Kyle Fletcher, your AEW championship, TNT championship. And honestly, I feel like if you like put a gun to Tony's head, right? That saying, and asked him rank the titles for the men, I think that that's what he would do. That's what he would start off at. God knows how the rest would follow, but I feel like he would go world championship, TNT championship. I just feel like he's just one of those guys where he's like that coach where he doesn't want to say like, "Oh, there's a star player on the team," right? "Oh, they're all great players." Like, "No, dude, you fucking have a star player. That's literally the whole point." Like, yeah, like like sometimes it hurts a kid's feeling, but fuck, like there were I was like I was good at some sports, right? But like there were times when I was on a team and I was not the star player. The spotlight was not on me. Fuck. That's how you learn. That's how you strive to be better at something. You know what I mean? So you can be the star player. So I don't know, especially in wrestling, dude. Like I don't know why it's so oh my god, like I can't hurt anyone's feelings or like I can't like the wins and losses things and just like false finishes and cop out finishes and shit, which both companies do, all companies do. Again, to be fair, it's just like, dude, like if Hangman loses, if Bobby Lashley loses, like fuck, he's not. That's not the end all be all. The Eagles lost. The Eagles were undefeated, and they lost to who was it? The fucking Giants, I think. Who was it? I think it was the Giants. I think it was the Giants. And it's like, come on, dude. Like, does that mean oh the Eagles are trash? Like, I think they end up losing like two back to back. Does that mean like their season is done? They're trash. Like, oh, they're no. It means they lost two fucking games. Like, big whoop. Like, I just never understood that mindset, dude. Like, again, now if it's like a pattern and they're going on like a losing streak or whatever, then of course, right? But I don't know, man. That's just kind of weird to me. So the fact that you can't even fucking rank titles or at least have an understood like okay, like it's your world championship, the TNT championship, X, Y, and Z. I don't know what the big deal about that is, and why. Man, if I was a wrestler and I was starting out and I was in AEW, for instance, I would just be happy to be fighting, like to be, to be in that spot and to be fighting for a championship and to be working my way up the card. 'Cause that's the whole point, right? Like that was the whole point, and that was the fun part of watching, like the journeys, man. Like even back in the '90s, right when Triple H, you remember like the Intercontinental ladder matches and shit, like the when Triple H, like look at Triple H now, right, and look at what he ended up becoming, right. I don't know why Triple H just popped into my mind, but he started off and he pun intended, worked his way up the ladder, right? And literally worked up from Hunter Hearst Helmsley to being the game, right? And that was the fun part in retrospect, watching all the transitions and the journey upward. And you could kind of see the steps, right? So, and again, it doesn't always go that way. Sometimes you have just like a freak athlete like a Brock Lesnar who just debuts and within the first year or so becomes heavyweight championship. I don't think did Brock ever win the IC championship? Maybe that's not a good example. But you do have your other like a Kurt Angle. Oh, or no, he that was not a good example. But you do have your other examples, right? Where maybe they don't work their way up and they're just on a different level and they go straight for the heavyweight championship. But I don't know. The whole point is the journey, right? As is with life. I'm gonna shut up here for a second. What up, K Smith? I appreciate you popping in, dude. Yeah, too many times to say the least. Fucking right, dude. Takara Alex, what up? Appreciate you popping in, Takara. He said, let's talk about how Deonna Purrazzo has been AEW Women's Champion from TBS and AEW Women's World Champion. Or, yeah, she has. Where is she? Where has she been, dude? Like, such a fucking great talent, man. And I don't. What was it? Ace SNHU? Some college. Obviously, I think it was maybe even while I was watching Dynamite. Was watching TV, and it had to be because that's pretty much the only thing I watch is like wrestling. If I'm watching something like with commercials like that, unless it's like Netflix, whatever. But I think it was like the college is like SNHU, whatever. But she was in a commercial for a college. Like she got her degree and she was like putting over, like the schedule, like whatever. I'm like, yo, like that's just why aren't we promoting that? And again, like I know that's all part of her character, right? And that's not going to do really much for her wrestling on air persona, but take advantage of it, right? Like I just don't understand. And oh my god, I'm blank. The name literally just escaped my mind. But Camille, fucking Camille was in Oh my god, the name of the movie now. See that, guys? This is why you shouldn't do certain activities. Um, Iron Claw. And then when you remember shit, you question yourself. Yeah, Camille. She was fucking in Iron Claw. Oh no, Queen of the Ring. That's what it was. Queen of the Ring. Okay. Queen of the Ring. Duh. Makes sense. But yeah, why the fuck didn't they promote that? And where is Camille at? Where is she? What happened to her? Like where did she go? You know what I mean? Maybe we could turn this stream into going through the roster. What do you guys think? You guys got some time? Because we can fuck around and find out. I think I'm about to. I got Takara Ida and open Pandora's box, my friend. Alright, so we went through the we went through the champions. Let's just start. I gotta get another monitor with this shit. Black Friday, RIP to my wallet, dude. I'm gonna stock up on some electronics. Alright. The men's roster, bro. Let's just start. Again, we're not gonna go in depth, right? Because this is completely impromptu. We're already 45 minutes in and you guys have a life, right? I understand that. But let's just kind of go through the roster, right? And kind of go through like a mental refresher of when was the last time we saw this person, or like what's going on with this person, right? Could be intriguing. And I appreciate all you guys being here. I guess I should say if you haven't already, like, subscribe, all that shit. You guys know what to do. But I appreciate everyone watching on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, all that good shit. Appreciate you all. But the roster, the important part. Aaron Solo. Aaron Solo. Hey, CJ, Mr. Former Bailey, right? Aaron Solo. I'm just gonna keep moving. Ace Austin. I remember being excited. So I remember when he became all elite, right? At first, I was like, "Oh, that's pretty dope," and then I was like, "Wow, that's actually kind of like." I was surprised that he left TNA. To be honest with you, um, but then Chris Bay is out for who knows how long. Shout out to Chris Bay, dude. His journey, his comeback, it's beautiful, man. Beautiful story. But I was surprised to see Ace Austin leave TNA. And again, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know. And like, I'm sure there's no ill will, and I'm not implying anything. I was just surprised to see him just leave TNA, period, because he's been there for some shit. So when he went to AEW, I was like, oh wow, okay. And when I thought about it, I was like, man, like I kind of would have liked to see him dabble in NXT. But again, to be fair, like with the partnership of NXT and TNA, maybe he wants like a clean break, and maybe would have just been too much like still intermixing. So to each their own, right? Haven't really seen him that much. Again, I don't watch Collision, so if they're on the Collision roster, let me know. Action Andretti. Remember when he beat Chris Jericho? Our guy Adam Cole, man. I feel so fucking bad for Adam Cole. Chugs. Shout out to Adam Cole, man. I just feel so bad for him, dude. You know, like fucking guy can't catch a break. And you talk about, and of course, you gotta love what you do if you're a wrestler to be in that profession, right? It's not one of those jobs where you just go and you wake up and do every day, right? It's your life, you know? So, but I mean, you felt the passion, man. Like you just felt the love that this dude has for it. And it's just sad to see him go through all the shit that he's been going through in AEW, man. So I hope he's like injuries are, it is what it is, like rehab with that, like physically, whatever it is. But I just hope like mentally he's doing okay too. You know what I mean? So shout out to him. But Adam Copeland, there's speculation again. There's people are fucking around, man. WWE is I love the pettiness. They put up a playlist on, I don't know if it was the WWE channel or the WWE Vault, but like a history and like a run through of Edge and John Cena's feud. Oh, the pettiness. I love it. Of course, our champ, Adam Page, Alex Abrahantes, whatever. He's like a manager guy. Alex Reynolds, Dark Order. I don't think they're ever going to get rid of the Dark Order. And Helico, he's part of the Spanish Announce Project. I didn't even know he was still on the roster. He's a great talent, though. That dude is entertaining. Something about him, man. I've seen him live a few times, especially with the Dark tapings. He was just something about him, man. Just that chill guy, almost like doesn't give a fuck, but he's fucking talented as shit. So I don't know. I wish they figured out something more to do with him. Cool Hand and Angelo Parker. I think he's still out. Obviously, him and Ruby Soho are a thing. They had a kid. Shout out to them. Anthony Bowens. Our guy Anthony Bowens and Max Castro, of course, have rekindled their partnership. I don't know, man. I feel like they could have gotten more out of both of them as singles rush. If that's all they were going to do with them individually, they shouldn't have broken them up when they did. I feel like they could have gotten more out of them as single stars. Not saying they're going to be the next like main eventers, but fuck, man. Especially with Bowens, like he's good in the ring. And Max has like, I feel like Anthony Bowens is more solid in the ring and just has like will impress you. Like, not to be, rude or anything. Like, you would just like he has like another level that you'd be like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like, look at that, like, wow, like it kind of like turns up, you know what I mean? And Max is obviously, that dude on the mic and good at his role, but I just feel like they could have gotten more. Anthony Ogogo, I have no idea when the fuck last time I saw him. Same thing with AR Fox. He was on the screen hot and heavy for a bit. The Premier Athletes, no idea when the last time I saw them. Austin Gunn, man, where's the guns? Where are the guns? Like, I talk about needing tag teams in the division. Bang Bang Gang, dude. I fucking hate the name. But the guns, Austin and Colton, solid ass tag team. And proved me wrong, too. Like, I didn't think they were going to be as solid in the ring and as a team as they have been already. So shout out to them. I want to see more of them. Bandito, of course, our tag champs. Big Bill. Fucking hate the name, man. Oh, but we just saw Big Bill, I think, last night at Kingston. Y'all know how I felt about that. Billy Gunn. The picture, bro. The band, of course, with Bishop Khan, Bobby Lashley. We see Brandon Cutler. I don't know. Brian Cage just recently sent out a message that he has to get like knee surgery again, which sucks. So, thoughts to him. Of course, Brody King, another part of our tag champ. Brian Danielson on the commentary team now. Brian Keith. Don't know the last time we've seen Brian Keith since the whole implosion of the trees, the learning tree. Buddy Matthews, of course, is out on injury. Carly Bravo. Oh, the infantry with Shane Taylor. Okay. On Ring of Honor. Okay. Cash Wheeler, FTR. Man, they're mainly on Collision, but they're still prominently shown, so touche on that. Chris Jericho. It's like he's waving goodbye to us on the AEW roster there. Momentarily, almost. It feels like he'll be showing up in WWE. Christian Cage is just off TV right now, waiting to see what happens with Adam Copeland. Chuck Taylor. Isn't he part of the conglomeration? Or maybe was the last time we've seen him? I don't know. Claudio, of course, we see him all the time. Colt Cabana. I don't know the last time we've seen him. Colton Gunn, of course, like I was saying with the guns. And again, like I'm not, it just kind of just going through it. It is what it is. Danhausen? When the fuck was the last time we seen Danhausen, dude? Is he injured still? He can't still be injured. Did he get another injury? Or, I don't know what's going on with him. But here's going on. Daniel Garcia, okay. We see him. And I was thinking about these guys, Top Flight, man. I feel like they were, at least doing their thing, and I don't really recall seeing them recently. Darby Allin, of course, he's back. Darius Martin, of course, with Top Flight. Dax with FTR. Joe Listico, of course, whatever. Dustin Rhodes is out. He just had, double knee replacement or some shit, so recovery to him, not speedy recovery, but all well wishes to him. Eddie Kingston, man. Fucking Eddie Kingston. I don't know what we're doing with Eddie, bro, but I'm just so saddened by his return because I went on a tangent, I don't know when, but I don't know, bro. Could have been up there in the main event picture for sure. El Clone, ridiculous. Evil Uno, again, Dark Order, whatever. Griff Garrison, I guess he's in Ring of Honor, I think. Hechicero, Hologram. Yeah. Don Callis family and the conglomeration. Hook, he's back. But what they're doing with Hook, man, I just don't understand. They had him come back and calling out Joe, and then he's tapped out 2 weeks in a row now or some shit. Private Party. I don't know if you've seen recent pictures of them, but him and Mark Quinn look fucking jacked, dude. I think there's something in the works with them, to be fair. Jack Perry, I'm not going to get into it with Jack Perry again because you guys know my feelings about that. Just the character direction. But at least he's back on TV, right? James Drake, Grizzled Young Veterans. I couldn't tell you last time I seen them. Jay Lethal. Again, Jay Lethal. No idea. Jay White, I think, is still injured. Jeff Jarrett, he does mainly the preview shows. John Silver, Johnny TV. Couldn't tell you when. Mox, of course, is on TV every week and then some. Josh Alexander is, of course, the Don Callis family. I still wish he would have gone to NXT, though. But it is what it is. Josh Woods, man. Josh Woods is underrated. He's good, man. And I don't know. I feel like they could have done more with him early on. They need to please get rid of this picture of Juice Robinson and bring back the beard because it doesn't even look like the same person, dude. It's fucking crazy. Shibata is, of course, a part of the Ops, which the Trios champions, just please get rid of. Okada needs a whole paragraph for his description there. Keith Lee, dude. I forgot Keith Lee was on the roster. And again, I think that's just more of a medical thing. And I hope Keith Lee, talk about, Adam Cole mentally. I hope Keith Lee is doing well out there, my friend. I hope he's doing okay with whatever physically he's going through, but mentally I hope he's doing, because the mental game is what gets you, man. So I hope he's good. Kenny Omega, I'm not gonna bag too hard on that because he's got his own health issues, and I'm just happy dude's able to come back. But I don't know. In the sporadic use of him, I would probably take advantage of that because anything can happen. So I understand that. Kevin Knight's part of Jet Speed, which I dig. Kip Sabian. Who knows when we're gonna see Kip Sabian in the Patriarchy again? Commander, we've seen him recently, and of course Takesha. Ibushi, God, he's gonna be out for a while. Speedy recovery to him too. Kyle Fletcher, Kyle O'Reilly, Kyle, well, Lance Archer, of course. God, we got a lot here. I didn't realize it was just me. This is fucking a lot of people, man. What the fuck are we doing? Why don't we have roster split? The fuck? Here, we'll do a visual. When was the last time we saw Matt Menard? Well, I guess he was doing commentary for a while. Mark Quinn, like I said, dude's out there getting jacked. Mark Davis, of course, and the Don Callis family. Leo Rush, can tell you the last time I seen him. Luchasaurus, of course, with Jungle Boy, Jack Pepe. I guess he's just Jungle Jack now. Matt Sydal. God, he was there. Our guy MJF is out there making movies. Mike Bennett, part of the Kingdom, and I guess Ring of Honor still, maybe. Mr. Brody Lee and Mr. Brody Lee Jr. That's dope. I love it. I love that they're on there. Nick Camarado. When the fuck was the last time you saw Nick Camarado? Why are you looking at me like that, Nick? Looks fucking angry. I'd be angry too, girl. When's the last time we fucking seen him? Nick Wayne, it sucks. Oh, he's injured though, but it sucks that the patriarchy broke up, dude. I was digging the patriarchy. Haven't seen Ortiz in God knows how long either. Man, that's I don't know. Oh no. Paul White, Big Show. I was thinking about this probably a week or so ago now. Just random thoughts, you know what I mean? What does he do there? Like, I'm not trying to throw shade or any disrespect. It's honestly a legit question. Like, what does he do there? I know he was doing commentary for a while. Is he like a backstage producer? Does he help write the shows? Um, what does he do? A legit, honest question. If anyone knows, please let me know. Peter Avalon, again, couldn't tell you. Preston Vance, bro, part of the frat house, I guess. I guess that's what in Ring of Honor, I think. Satnam Singh. When was the last time we saw Satnam Singh, dude? Scorpio Sky. Where the fuck is Scorpio Sky, dude? Talk about like talent, man. Like, again, maybe he's injured, but man, talk about a fucking talent, dude. That guy. Again, I remember early in AEW, I had heard of, and that was, God, that was the reason I was so excited for AEW to get started. Right? Again, I was at the first. If you guys don't know, I was at the first show. A lot of you guys do know, in DC. And I was just like, man, like so excited to see all these new wrestlers that I hadn't really seen, or maybe I had heard of their name, right? Or I heard briefly about them, but I hadn't really seen that much of them. So I was fucking pumped to learn and to see what names I kind of gravitated to and to go back and do research, right? Like it's like when you meet someone new and you go back and stalk their socials, right? Like do that shit. And I just remember thinking like Scorpio Sky, man, like this dude, he just has something about him. Like he has like a little bit of like a cool factor to him. I don't know, just something there. And I don't know, man. I don't know what fucking happened to him. It's sad, bro. It's sad. And again, no fault of his. Just where did he go? And of course, you have Sting on there. Sanjay Dutt. Sanjay Dutt's pretty much like a backstage dude now. Swerve, still, obviously they're Butcher and the Blade. Where have they been? I think honestly, maybe one of them are injured, but and if they are, they should put like some type of indicator on here. Like come on. Tony Nese, couldn't tell you the last time I saw Tony Nese. Trent Beretta. Well, he's in the Don Callis. I don't, again, like he's just one of the like least noticeable people to me in the Don Callis family. And I don't mean any disrespect by that. Like I completely forgot the dude was in the family. No disrespect, just being honest. Oops, I think I clicked on. Oh no, I did. The Outrunners, man, talk about a team that had some momentum there, whether you were a fan of them or not, and just fucking didn't strike when the iron was hot. Wardlow, our guy Wardlow can't catch a fucking break, dude. How sad. And to be fair though, he was hot. What was it? Revolution, the match, the dog collar match. I got video of it, man. When he came out there, put the ring on the mat, and pretty much like gave the ring to Punk to, pretty much solidify he was turning his back on MJF. That reaction for him, man, like people were pumped and ready to get behind him, and then it just went nowhere. And shame, fucking shame. I know I'll blame Tony Khan on that one, man, or the booking. I know he got, I think, injured after that or recently after that, but fucking shame. And of course, Wheeler Yuta we see all the time. Zach Gibson with Grizzly Young Runners, like I said, I don't, maybe they're Ring of Honor, I don't know. And our guy Osprey is out, so that's the men's side, dude. That took fucking forever. But yeah, I wanted to run through that really quick. So, oh, yeah, I liked you, my friend. Laura Doncaster said AEW makes me want to drink more. I can't watch it. What's your drink of choice, man? What the fuck are you drinking? What's your drink of choice? CJ, you're funny, bro. You said with Aaron out of the way, Bailey can be mine. You're funny, bro. I was thinking, like, I wonder if she's with anyone now. Again, none of our fucking business, right? Just me being nosy. But yeah, maybe you got a shot there, CJ. You never know, player. You never know. All right, K Smith, I appreciate you, bro. Shit. Sai, you really want to be here all day, dude. That would take for fucking ever. What up, Fernando? Buenos dias, amigo. ¿Cómo estás? Dude, maybe we should. Maybe we should have read. That was completely impromptu, man. We could go through and redo the whole roster and do like a. We could do like an actual uh like a draft split for them. Sai, you about to lose that wrench, bro. You're about to lose that wrench. Okay, Fernando, you said Big Show was the agent now. Okay, cool. Thanks, man. I was wondering what he was doing. What up, Keith? What up? What up? CJ, I'm sure you would, man. I'm sure you would. Oh, but yeah, guys. So I just want to get on here today and talk some shit about that. Let me. You know what? I'm gonna pull up the women's side because we're all about equality, right? The women, because and this is what prompted the whole roster thing to begin with. Our girl Diana, like, where is she? Where? Brit, dude, I wonder if Brit's ever gonna make her way back. Um, so weird, man. I really want to know what happened. Again, not that it's any of our business, but bro, like one argument in backstage, like really, and like she's gone for months, like really, dude, like really. If that's what happened, maybe it's a mutual thing. Maybe they were both just done with each other. Like, I don't want to wrestle anymore. Like, cool, we won't bring you back. Like, but I'm not gonna let you out of your contract, so you're just sitting it out for however much longer. Maybe it's one of those things. Like, and if that's the case, then hey, whatever. Man, I don't know, dude. I just if I'm paying someone and it's someone like Britt Baker, and again, now I think I'm a bigger fan of Britt Baker than a lot of people. But I'd want to get something out of her, right? And I know they did the whole Mercedes thing, and that didn't go that well. But fuck, man, do something, or at least try something else. And again, if it ends in complete chaos, then maybe that's your sign. But I don't know. Alex Windsor, haven't seen her in a while. Athena, we did just see her with Mercedes. They lost in the tournament, which I was pleasantly surprised and happy about. Diamante, couldn't tell you the last time I saw her. Amy Sakura, Sheeta. When was the last time we saw Sheeta, dude? Layla Gray. Again, we talked about Camille earlier. Camille is just a mystery, dude. Like, what happened with Camille? Like, what happened? It's like on almost left this almost left the studio. Um, Camille, like she was on there with Mercedes, like they were doing their thing. She was the heavy for Mercedes, and then they pretty much like break up, and then that she's just gone. Like I think she quit from Mercedes, right? And she's just been gone. Shout out to her though. She said I think she quit. She fucking meant it. Julia Hart, of course. I again, all props to Julia Hart, bro. Like she's the growth tremendous. Karen Jarrett, not that she's a wrestler. We know, no surprise there. Madison Rain, I think she's a coach backstage. Marina Shafir in the tournament now. Mercedes Martinez had no idea she was still on the roster. Maybe on the Ring of Honor side. They really tried to start listing her championships, Mercedes championships. Interim Ring of Honor Women's World TV Champion. Fuck out of here with that. That's crazy, bro. Nyla Rose, like, why don't we use Nyla more, dude? I never understood why they don't use Nyla more. Nyla, they use her like for that new champion. I don't even think they've done that recently. Her role was they would use they would crown a new champion. Nyla would be like the first or second challenger, and then that'd be it. And it's like okay, like Nyla could be more, dude. Like Nyla could be used much better in my opinion. Rebel, I don't know where. I honestly has maybe she's been dealing with medical stuff. I think. But I haven't seen her in a bit. Serena Deeb, I haven't seen her since the whole Britt Baker thing, but I think she is obviously like doing more things backstage. Ruby Soho, is recently had a child, so shout out to them. Riho just pops up whenever. Ty Mello, Ty and Anna, or yeah, Anna J. Thunder Rosa. Bro, when was the last time we saw Thunder Rosa? And again, that's another odd one to me because the match Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker had just fantastic, right? Really did so much for the women's division in AEW, put it on the map in a lot of respects. Couldn't wait to sign Thunder Rosa, right? Because at the time she was still with NWA. Finally get her under the AEW contract. Doesn't really do much, with her. She does end up becoming the women's world champion, I believe, in her hometown or home state of Texas. I think it was like in a cage match, right? Didn't even let her like the next week. Didn't follow up with like a speech, a ceremony, or anything. Like nothing, nothing really. And then she lost it not too long after, and we haven't really seen her since. And it's just like Thunder Rosa is solid, dude. Like I don't know, man. And she had good crowd support, and like she had I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't get it. And of course, Tony Storm. Y'all know how I feel about Willow. I feel like I feel it, man. I feel like Willow and oh my god, Harley Cameron are gonna win the tag titles, bro. I think they're gonna pull out the W. I think they're gonna be the inaugural champs. And then Yuka Sakazaki. I don't know. But yeah, that's the women's roster. And then we have our broadcast team down here. And then the refs. They only have one female ref. I feel like they need another female ref. Just saying. Just saying. But yeah, so that's the AEW roster, guys. Went down that rabbit hole. Yeah, guys. We're at a dog town. Woo! You said you're in a fireball kick? Bro, I can't handle fireball. Woo! It's one of those where I fucked around one time and I found out real quick. And ever since then, I can't. I can't. Fireball 1, actually 0. Dude, it got me. It got me. But yeah, DMD is money, man. I just feel like she's another one of those where yes, she may not be 1,000% in the ring, right? Like your ring general type, but she's solid in the ring and she has presence, right? And she is comfortable on the mic. So I don't know, dude. And again, controversy creates cash. You're absolutely right. Ooh, coconuts. Yeah, I'm not a fan of coconut, but I fucks with tequila. That's my go-to. Yeah. Yeah, CJ said the best referee ever is Charles Robinson. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good choice, dude. That's actually a very good choice. I wouldn't, I wouldn't disagree with you there. Would not disagree with you there. But yeah, so that was pretty much what I wanted to just touch on and kind of get off my chest here today. I appreciate you guys for bullshitting with me. I will be wrapping up here though. Gotta go get some shit done before work tonight. Got the long shift today, which it is what it is. And then tonight or this month, man, I didn't even realize I I knew it was November, right? But I didn't even realize put two and two together. Thanksgiving, Black Friday, that shit's gonna suck. And yeah, between me and you guys, I've still been debating on dropping my part time, but something is telling me to keep it. So I'm trying to just not think about it and just stick with certain goals that I have. But man, some days it's easier said than done. But yeah, I appreciate all you guys for popping in. Like I said, so you cracked me up, dude. And thank you again, Side for the super chat. I appreciate you so much, dude. But yeah, and everyone else, thank you guys so much. There's a lot of shit you could be doing on Saturday mornings, so I appreciate you guys popping in and chilling with me and chatting for a bit. Until next time, I don't well, no, not tonight. I'm not sure when I'll be able to do another one, if not until next Saturday. But yeah, until if we're yeah, man, it's still within the top 500. Um, but yeah, until next Saturday at the very latest, guys. Stay safe, take care. World was crazy, but enjoy some wrestling, guys. Have a good day.